Okay, here we go. All right, so here's service and pricing. And then here is always under promise and over deliver. Your application service types. So I'll leave this one up. This is what we were talking about. Your classic, your hybrid, your volume. And all of these slides are in your week 2 tab. Okay, and then pricing. And now mapping. Okay, so your options for mapping are endless. It helps to keep you organized because if you travel, if you use Google Maps, if you had Siri, take me to Starbucks, it's going to take you from your starting point to where your ending point should be. It helps you figure out how to navigate to get where you're going, right? So the same thing for lashes. And so it is endless because you can map out a natural eye or an open eye, a cat eye, or a doll eye, okay? And it is customizable for each guest, and it does keep you organized. So it also allows you to replicate your work with ease. So what that means is if I have Sasha come in and she wants a cat eye, or we talk and we realize, yeah, cat eye is going to look great on you. What I can do on my consultation form is write out the map on that consultation form, not only to include the shape or the style that I'm creating, but also the lengths and maybe even the curls. And if I want to be advanced, I can even notate what I did per layer. Because on some eyes, there are layers of lashes, and you'll see it when you start working on a person. Right now, your mannequin, she ain't got no layers. You got to create layers, okay? So that helps you replicate your work. So the next time she comes back in 2 weeks and you've seen 5 to 10 clients a day and you get back around to her and you're like, damn, I should remember what I did to her, but I don't. Let me go back to my consultation form. Oh, good. I mapped it out on the consultation form. So that way you can pull that out and go back and create your map based off of your notes. Or if you work for Shamazing Lash and I'm absent or I'm out for the day, and Cindy has to take my client, but she doesn't know what I did to my client, she can go back and pull that client's file and find the mapping on that file. That way she can go in and redo what I did. Okay. All right. So now a release form. The release form is a release of liability. It does protect you and your business. It is required by your insurance company, and it must be kept on file for every guest every time. This probably was copied and pasted from either Etsy or Google. Okay. So you can Google release forms and you'll see tons of examples. Okay. And I know Etsy does sell editable ones that you can go in and edit to how you want them to be. You can use those, and that's actually part of your assignment is to create a consultation form, a release form, and
Do we have to make our own one or computer?
that's what I say. You can download it and copy it. So you can create what you need. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you. Consultation forms, release forms, and the consent form. If my 95-year-old grandma is going to come see me every 2 weeks, every month, guess how many I'm going to have on file for her? Every time she comes, okay? Not just because she's my 94-5-year-old grandma, am I going to make her an exception to the rule? No, because you never know. I might mess up and then she's going to be like, you know what? I'm going to come after her. I don't care if she's my granddaughter. She hurt me. So I'm going to get compensated, right? So make sure you have this all the time, every single time. And then here is a consultation form. This is generic. This is actually what we use on campus for our students when they see their clients. Okay. This one is simple. It's best practices for record keeping, and practice makes perfect. Now, for you and your business, you can create something different. You can go online and look at different examples and take from one and take from another to create your own. This is just very basic. It's asking if they're allergic to any adhesives, latex, or if they have seasonal allergies. And seasonal allergies, if their eyes are watery, itchy, they're going to keep scratching, they're going to feel miserable. Then if they have lashes on and they're scratching, then they can cause them to come off and cause more irritation. Okay. Contacts today, we just talked about that. If they have contacts on, we need them to take them off, and we need to make sure that they're bringing a pair of glasses so that they can drive home safely. Okay, and then history of eye disease, infection, or irritation. We need to make sure that they are okay to receive that service, that they've gotten release from their physician. And then any disease that affects hair growth, so alopecia, cancer, radiation therapy, their medications, if their medications make their hair fall out, or thinning, right? And they actually have to have lashes. So alopecia means they don't have hair. Trichotillomania is a condition where they pick and they pull. And you can see if they're missing hair from their brows, along the hairline, or if one side of the hair is shorter than the other, or you just kind of can tell. You can ask. Okay. And then if they're pregnant, so right now we really can't prove that the adhesive hurts the fetus or if it even affects lactating. You can get them to bring you a doctor's form saying that they can get it. But not only that, can they lay flat for the amount of time that you need them to lay flat? Okay. So making sure that all of that is okay. Now they may have to get up and go to the bathroom because they're going to be laying flat. They may have to get up and go to the bathroom. You're going to have to walk them and escort them and show them to the bathroom. Okay. Then the next section is your design. So how long are the natural lashes? And what are the curls that you're going to use? What's the package price? So if they're getting a classic set, then you're going to write the price. And then what diameters did you use? Obviously a 0.15 for classic. Unless they have thinner lashes, then you can do a 0.12 or a 0.10. Okay. Then you can do your mapping on those two little makeshift eye designs on there. Okay. Then they are going to agree. Right here is the agreement. I blah 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 blah. Having read and understand the statements above, consent to having the eyelash extension service performed on me. Then they sign it and they date it. Okay. Then if you want to go extra measure, you can initial beside the date. That's up to you. Okay. All right. So now rebooking and aftercare. So rebooking is something that we have to get comfortable doing. Remember, being comfortable doing the uncomfortable. You have to ask for it. You have to ask for the business. How do you think millionaires are millionaires? Because they ask. They ain't got no shame in their game. They got to ask for it because if they want it bad enough, they're going to go get it. Right? So it's going to ensure guest retention, meaning your guests are going to come back. So they don't have to know that you ain't got no appointments till December, right? You are going to tell them, I need you back in 2 weeks. I am going to book you on July 10th, okay, at 11 a.m. That's the only available slot I have open. Well, can I just call and make sure? Actually, no, because I don't know what availability I'm going to have after that. But what will happen is the receptionist will call to confirm the appointment with you. And if at that time it's okay, then yes, we're set. You got your slot saved. But if it's something that, you know what, I really can't make it, then you can cancel the appointment and then we'll look to see when we can schedule you after December. Unless somebody cancels and then we can fill you in that slot. You see how I kind of did that trickery? They don't know what's on your books. Okay. Now, your guests must retain at least 50% for a refill service, and then best practices for dealing with problem clients. So you need to have a game plan for people that don't want to pay you, for people that are going to say, this isn't what I wanted. Can you take them off? Yeah, I can take them off, but I'm going to charge you $50 to remove them. Well, why do I got to pay $50? You didn't do what I wanted. Yes, I did do what you wanted. We agreed to it. We talked about it and we agreed to it. How about you leave these on and wait for the 2 weeks? And then if you absolutely do not like them, then we will transition you into the style that you do like. Okay. Aftercare cards, you should have aftercare cards. You should have aftercare posted on your website. You should have aftercare everywhere. Okay. You want to talk about it after the service. And then you should have retail options available, because if it's only taking you less than a minute to talk about cleansing brushes, lash shampoo, and how you need them to take care of your lashes, then you profited on that. Because if you're buying lash shampoo, say $15 a bottle, you're going to charge $30 a bottle. And if you're getting lash brushes for $3, then you're going to sell that for $6. So right there, in less than 5 minutes, you sold $36, and your profit is what? $18 for 3 minutes of conversation. Right? Right. Okay. You can also sell portable fans and reusable mascara wands. Some people have gone so far as to include collagen lip pads for a relaxing lip moisturizing treatment. You can sell them those. Under eye pads for hydration. You can sell them those. Just make sure they're not using them right after they get the lashes done, or other different little things that you want to sell, spoolies, tweezers, whatever it is you want to sell. Okay. You can have that available in your front area. Okay. So now your consultations help to set clear expectations. It also helps to ensure guest satisfaction and creates repeat customers. And then repeat customers helps to grow your business, which means you can pay your bills every 2 weeks. You can pay your bills every month. And looking around at the classroom, we have vision boards. And what I see in common is Mercedes, Audis, Benz, big houses, vacations, dream vacation, more than one bed in a lash space, right? So if you start to run your business according to your skill and not to what other people can pay, then you're going to be successful. Because that was one important thing that I learned when I was in sales. My manager pulled me aside, and he was like, I finally realized what your problem is, Monica. And I was like, what do you mean? What problem? What problem do I have? And he was like, you're selling products as if you're the one paying for them. You don't know what's in that person's wallet. So once you change your mind, and once you realize that you're not shopping with your own wallet, you're shopping with their wallet, your game is going to change. So, and that's a frequent question that I get, Miss Monica, how do I change my prices? Easy. Type up an email, shoot a blast, and say, based off of the training that I received and to increasing my skills and my knowledge, I now have to increase my pricing. And those of you that are going to stay with me, I love and appreciate you. Those that can't stay with me, I appreciate the support you've given me up to this point, and we're going to move on, right? That's how you do it. Easy peasy. Okay. So now we're going to jump into the next one, which is removal. And then we'll get into the hands-on. To share. Okay, so I'm just going to read over this very quickly because it's only like 5 slides. All right, so here's what you'll need. You're going to need your hand sanitizer, your 3D gel remover, your 3D lash shampoo, your water or your hook neck bottle, a little fan, some disposables, solution, saline solution or an eye wash, microfiber wands, lash spoolies, under eye pads, and a client head drape. Okay, and the head drape isn't in the image because I'm sure she had it on the bed. Okay. Or she'll probably use a paper towel. So what you want to do is you are going to place the under eye pad under the lower lashes. You are going to apply remover to the adhesive bonds. Okay, meaning it's just going to get dabbed across the lash line where you see the adhesive bonds. You're not going to swipe up because we need it to break down the adhesive. So that's where we need it at, right? You want to make sure that you avoid contact with the skin. There we go. So here's your supplies. Let me leave it there. I just realized what happens. Okay. So now avoid contact with the skin. You want to allow the remover, and if you read the back of your remover bottle, it tells you to allow the product to sit 3 to 5 minutes before working the lashes off. Then you want to cleanse again with lash shampoo and dry. Okay. So now what you're going to do is incline the client's head, avoid elevating their legs during the removal. Okay. We just need them to lie flat. Then place the under eye pads under the lower lashes. So if you can see the image here, it's underneath the lower lashes. Okay, so the under eye pad is here as a palette and protection for the under eye area. You want to pump out a small amount of gel remover onto a microfiber wand. So this is what this is here. Then you want to apply the remover to the glue bonds and wait 3 to 5 minutes. So along the lash line, wherever the adhesive bonds are at. Okay. Then you're going to wait 3 to 5 minutes. And then after the 3 to 5 minute mark, you're going to peel away the extensions and discard them. So you can keep an extra paper towel off to the side of the client's head. And you're just going to swipe those lashes that you removed and keep going. Okay. Then you're going to wipe away excess gel and rinse well with distilled water. And then you're going to follow with a lash bath, flushing the eye to ensure that all gel remover has been cleared from the eye area. Okay, so then you're going to cleanse. So notice that the under eye pad is gone. You're going to cleanse with lash shampoo and rinse with distilled water. You're going to blot the lashes and fan dry using a spoolie. So your fan and your spoolie. Okay. Now tips: incline the client's head. Cleansing before will help to remove debris and oil, speeding up the process. Place the under eye pad below the lashes to avoid breaking the mucosal line, and then be gentle and reapply remover as needed. Avoid contact with the skin, and then keep eye wash near in case of an emergency. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing that. You guys can go back and review that. So now I'm going to turn all of this off and get out of all of these. And maybe like a 1 minute break while I set up. And then I'm going to zoom the camera in so I can give you a quick demo. Okay. All right.
So do I take these off?
We'll talk about that. Okay. So I'm just going to set paper towels down as my bid. Now, okay. Three.
The tray.
Let me see which one I want. Okay, and so as first timers, I would say start lashing with shorter lashes. Because if you go in Glamazon, you're probably going to struggle. So try to start using the shorter lashes before you graduate yourself up to longer lashes. So all I'm doing is figuring out where I want my lashes, where I think you can see them better. Microfiber ones, can we use a Q-tip? Yes. Just make sure that you get all the lint off. Because I will tell you how many times I got lashed and I had lint left in my eyes, and then I'm sitting there poking and pulling. Okay. So right now I'm going to show you how to do a fan, how to create a fan.
You recommend you use this one? This or the?
Whichever one's gonna feel good for you.
Okay.
So she's asking if I recommend a specific tweezer. Yes, the one that feels best to you. Whichever one you can work with the best. It's all trial and error.
Hey Monica, how you going?
Huh? Hi.
Hi. I just had a quick question, somewhat related but not really. My crystal's looking super dodgy right about now. What do you recommend to clean it with? I don't know if it was mentioned already, but I haven't found anywhere.
Acetone.
Acetone, so just like nail polish remover.
Acetone. Make sure it's acetone. Yes. So what you want to do is soak a paper towel and set that on the paper towel, however, and let it sit. It doesn't have to sit for a minute. So to avoid that, if you'll remember on week 1, let me see if I have mine.
I feel like she's gonna say the tape thing if you put the tape on there. Like,
Yep,
Oh,
just like that.
that's not okay.
So paper tape works best if you have it, but if you have plastic tape, what ends up happening is that adhesive bleeds down. So if you have paper tape, it helps hold the form of the dome that we need for the adhesive. So I'm going to turn my camera around. Hi. Oh, shoot. Okay. Huh? Okay. So now let me see what Zoom does for me. Or for y'all, not for me. Oh, yeah. Okay. So these are shared supplies that I have. Okay, so you see this micropore tape? If you have tape like this, you can use this in place of a sponge. I know Dollar Tree sells this tape. It's a little bit thicker, but you can use it in place of the sponge to do your sponge practical, where you put your 50 fans on the sponge. So if you don't have that and you can find this, you can use this. Okay? Let me zoom in. Some more. Oh, come on. Okay. Looks like that's all that's gonna go. All right, I'm gonna do my best, and I hope you guys can see what I'm doing, because that's as far as I can go as far as the Zoom. Okay. So there's more than one way, and I have a favorite way, which is not a good thing to say as an educator, but I have a favorite way of doing this. Okay. I'm gonna get it right under the light, so hopefully everybody can see. Put this down. Okay. You can use your crystal to practice, and you should always have tape on it. It just makes it easier for you to clean up. And honestly, you should not have multiple drops of adhesive on your surface, because what happens is they feed off of each other. So they polymerize faster than what you need them to. And you should be swapping out your adhesive every 15 to 30 minutes. That way you have great retention for your client's lashes, and they're not shedding or coming off prematurely. Let's say
Adhesive puts it gets watered down.
that shouldn't be a problem. It's when it gets really thick.
Okay.
But it needs to be shook up for 60 seconds, mixed up, because you need the cyanoacrylates and the carbon black to mix properly. If it looks clear or gray, you haven't shooken it up properly. Okay, so we'll dispense a drop here. All right, so that's what your adhesive drop should look like. You should have a nice round dome. That's going to be in your favor. All right, I'm just slide this a little bit. Okay, so now, and you know what? These are classics. These are new volumes. Who did that? Who's playing a trick on me? Okay, so we're going to grab our 0.07s. Okay, and these are 12s. They should be long enough for you guys to see. Well, there's another trick. This damn thing won't even stick. Excuse my language. Okay, so these are gonna be long enough. So what I want to explain to you here is you can use a spoolie because when you go to pull lashes, sometimes they're clumped together and stuck together. You can use a spoolie and brush through them and break them up, go back and forth and brush through them, or you can get your tweezer and slide back and forth just to make sure that they separate. Okay. Then what you want to do, if it's a new strip, you see how I got some leaners and they're kind of clumped together. I don't want to mess with that bullcorn, so I'm going to take all this off, and that's a wash. Because I need the strip at the end if it's a new strip. Now, if I got a strip that I finished, then I can use that here. But this has been in the drawer, so I know these little strips aren't going to be tacky enough for me. Okay? So now what I want to do is I want to make sure that I'm holding my tweezer properly. So 3 fingers on the back side because it's going to be standing up. And then thumb on the other side, and that's where I am controlling the tension. Okay? So the other thing you want to look at is down into the fork and squeeze it together. And where you see the bite, that's where you want, or you want to say that's your sweet spot. Because what I mean by that is when you go to lift your fan, you don't want it to stay on the strip and your tweezer comes up. You want them to be in your tweezer. Okay? So now what I'm going to tell you is now that I'm ready, you can either create the fan right off the strip. I struggle with that one. But if that's your preferred method, you see how I'm just slowly. And what I'm going to say is I'm doing micro taps, meaning very gentle taps. You see that? Come here. Gentle taps, just very gentle. And then if I need a roll, it's very mild and very minute. Okay? So that's what I'm doing on the bases of the